Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me okay in the chat. I just launched this live. We're waiting on Alex. He's on a very important power lunch phone call, and then he's gonna join us. But I thought I'd go ahead and jump in here and start it live, so anybody who's tuning in won't feel like this isn't happening. It is totally happening. Um, let's see. Anybody in chat? Anybody there? I could totally be talking to myself right now. So, I guess while I have you here, I'll just say a few things for everybody looking this and watching this in playback. Um, it's me, David Soto, Sign Mountain. Last Friday was the Bandcamp listening party for Modular Synth artists. That was the last Friday event, or first Friday Bandcamp event for 2020. I'm not sure if they're going to do more. If they do some more, we might do some more. It was really great to do those shows. I'm so sorry I couldn't make that last one. I was honestly, I had a migraine and I never get migraines. That was a crazy week trying to get the album out and everything else. But I watched the playback of it. It was like really great. It was awesome to look at the year in review, talk about all the things that have been going on, not only in Colorado Modular Synth Society, but also just across the synth community. So kudos to everybody who's been participating in that. And even if you're just lurking around and is watching, that helps too. Those views, those likes, subscriptions, and interactions on the forums and stuff, that all encourages all of us who are using our free time to do these events and stuff. So just wanted to say thank you to everybody while I have a chance here. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are waiting for Alex to hop on here in a little bit, and then he's going to do the lottery to see who is doing the last 2020 Freq Boutique. If you haven't if you weren't able to go to a live Freq Boutique, I really hoped in the future you'll be able to do that, uh, to kind of paint the picture of what that is. The live version. It's at this bar. It's in this part of town that's just a little bit north of town, of downtown. It's kind of in this industrial area. It's an old neighborhood. It's an old neighborhood bar location, brick. Got this amazing um, one piece bar, like wood thing. I think it has a crazy history about that too, where it came from like a famous hotel or something in Colorado. It's very old. It's been around for a long time. It's been in the hands of a few different bar owners currently. It's called Fort Greene, and it is an amazing situation where it's like very intimate. It's very like you're right there. You walk in the door, and on the right is all everyone's modular system set up, or at least the first performer set up, and then the bar is like right there. So there's not like a lot of like room in that space. So it's pretty cool. You get really intimate with those performances. So yeah, Freak Boutique was a really special there. And I remember going to the very first ones uh, so long ago now, and and uh, and you know there was a handful of people there, but you knew everybody there was into synthesizers, definitely into modular synthesizers, and so you kind of looked around and you were kind of doing one of these of, hey, what's up? You you into modular synthesizers? Yeah, me too. What do you got? What do you got? You know, just like just that initial those initial conversations and just kind of like talking to people and starting to work up the courage to start conversations, and eventually that kind of turned into Colorado Modular Synth Society, where we wanted to keep those conversations going and we wanted to, you know, do more things outside of the bar. And obviously, not everybody can go to an event on Monday night, downtown Denver, you know, and you know we always get out of there at closing, sometimes even later. So yeah, so it was a pretty cool thing, and so I really hope everybody gets a chance to see it. It's kind of it has its own vibe. I'm sure every scene has a bar or a location venue where like things kind of started. Well, Fort Greene is definitely one of those spots for sure. So fast forward into this era that we're in right now, where everything's online. Yeah, Alex is started to do this online, and it's been pretty awesome to be able to see all you out of state folks and even out of the country folks like participating, and that's going to be pretty cool to see how that kind of evolves into next year. And I know for sure we'll be online for at least a good part of the year, so we'll see what how we get more and more people from out of state on there. So that'd be cool. Um, yeah, so if anybody's from Colorado or has been to Freq Boutique, let me know in the chats, like what was some of your favorite performances. And while I'm waiting for Alex, maybe I can try to remember some of those and talk about talk about them here on uh, on the show. I just saw Mono Scenes asking where David is. He's right here. I was here the whole time. Um, Mono Scene, I was just explaining to them about how I was sick on Friday and I couldn't be here for that show. But speaking of Monocene's a classic story for Freq Boutique. He comes out there and nobody knows who he is, which was in like totally like unusual. There were a lot of people who would show up, and that would be the first time you ever heard their name or had seen them. Uh, you know, in especially if they had like performer names, you definitely know who they were. And so we so he comes up there and he's got all this stuff and he's got his computer and he's got some handmade stuff, welded to a piece of wood. Can you weld to wood? I don't know if that's a thing, but anyhow, he had a lot of stuff, and yeah, so we already knew he was a weirdo, and we were gonna love him. And I think you played some VCV rack with that performance mono scene, and that was pretty cool because not a lot of people were doing the whole hybrid VCV rack thing at that point. I was starting to get teased out more. I saw more people doing it online, but it definitely wasn't what it is now. And being able to do that was more cumbersome than it is now with the current version of VCV rack and all that. So that was awesome, and that was pretty amazing. And instantly, like wanted to see more of Monoscene. Well, Monoscene just had his first big release on Mystery Circles this last week. So definitely check out that because he's gone through a journey for sure, and I think that that says something about that's hopeful for everybody who's thinking about playing. That within a year or so, you might even be putting out releases, and that's one thing I want to say real quick about this event. It really drove all of us in the community who wanted to play to really get kind of to tighten it up and really okay, like, I'm gonna play and I want to like do something well, and it really kept a lot of people focused on performing, and I think that's pretty awesome. Um, it's kind of funny. That's how like the Bandcamp Fridays are starting have been. I think a lot of people are wanting to get something out for Bandcamp Friday, and that's great. So I think a lot of artists need a deadline. They need an excuse, right? For sure. Because on our own, we might just kind of waffle and not put anything out. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I have no qualms about never putting anything out. That's totally up to you. But for some of us who told ourselves that we were going to make something with this and get it out, then Freq Boutique and First Bandcamp Friday, those are all great excuses to get something done and get something prepared. So yeah, we're still waiting for Alex. He's on a call right now, doing WMD work. I'm sure, keeping it, keeping it real on that side of the house. And I'm just kind of hanging out, stalling, talking about Freq Boutique stuff. I was asking if anybody wanted to mention some of their favorite performances at Freq Boutique to some of the old Colorado cats, if you remember. Um, I think who's there? Who's in the chat? The Aphonic. That's a okay. Yeah, I have a story about that real quick. I remember when the Aphonic played the first time, and again, one of those situations where he was in the busy on the forums, and so it was really cool to see him play. The Aphonic before before there was Gerald Fjord, there was the Aphonic as far as like somebody who had like the most equipment. Like he was one of those cats who had like a lot of stuff. He grew his system really fast, so it was awesome to see him play live and see what he was going to do. And honestly, when the Aphonic played, again, we didn't know who he was. We weren't sure what we were going to get, and he comes out there and does this epic, cool house ambient set that's got like all these different changes. It's really really intricate and really smart, and it didn't sound like somebody just you know uh, doing improv or something like that. It just felt really controlled, and it was a really amazing experience to watch the Phonic that first time. And um, yeah, and just be like, oh wow, this guy knows what he's doing. Like he's like legit. He's he knows like composition. He's like composing an actual like beat. It's got parts and pieces, and it's breakdowns. It's in big washes of sound, and when it needs to be there. And yeah, that was awesome seeing the Aphonic. And now I think a few of you have probably seen the Aphonic play before on other channels. But that's always a treat watching him play. But I'll never forget seeing him that first time and really really being wowed off right off the bat. He says, I had no idea what I was doing. Nobody does when you're doing the Freq Boutique the first couple times. You're like, I don't even know how does this work. You have like 5 minutes to get 5 or 10 minutes to get all your gear onto the table, plugged in and going, which was tough if you needed an oscillator to warm up. There was ways around that, but literally it was like a table, like a picnic table kind of situation, and everybody's gear was stuffed underneath it. There wasn't like very much room. I remember one time somebody said, "Oh man, this is really dangerous. Someone's gonna come in here and rob us." And we were all like, "Who's gonna rob Eurorack stuff? Like they don't even know what to do with it. Like that. Like who what kind of crook is that?" But yeah, it was just all sitting there. Yeah, it was funny because you would play, and the Phonics talking about how it was challenging to disassemble everything. Yeah, because it was just as stressful to get everything on as it was to get everything off. Because then you know that like the next person behind you only has so much time, so you're sitting there trying to get everything taken off cleanly. I think a lot of times one of the things I like to do when I was done with a patch, I would pull all my cords out and start anew. But sometimes I didn't have time to do that. But it's like this power thing, I'll deal with it later. Um, yeah, so that was stressful. It sounds now I think about it, like playing live in a bar venue. It's I can't wait to do it again, but I probably have lied to myself about how not stressful it was because it's stressful to play live. Anybody who's here who's played live, and especially in a situation where there's like performance, like people are waiting for you to play and they're drinking, and you're thinking like, oh man, this is like an actual show now. It's not my living room. Uh, Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, right? Like power will be missing, something's not lighting up, uh, you know, the cable breaking inside your patch cord. That stuff will happen in the live situation. Let alone just the whole stress of speakers and monitoring sound and all that good stuff. I don't know how many. I know Iphonic. Maybe I think it happened to him. I know it happened to a few other people where a clock wasn't connected because of cases. There'd be two cases, and someone would forget to connect the case, and then you would have you'd see these performances. You'd be like, "God, that was great," and they'd be like, "Yeah, well, this whole row wasn't even connected. I don't know what happened." And oh yeah, it was just because you're moving cases so fast, you forget to get your bridges connected. Things like that. Like I forgot all about all those crazy things that happen when you play in the actual live venue that we haven't had to deal with. Now we're just trying to figure out how to get our cameras to work and the sound to come through in stereo, which I think we're getting better at for sure. Uh, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Having memory bells here. Man for old man's on here. Yeah, this is yes, exactly. Yeah, it's funny. Like you know, I got into modular, and I didn't think I'd have to learn all these things like you know, troubleshooting power and video stuff. But here we are, learning all this stuff. But I feel like it's always a clock issue that's like usually the thing that throws a live performance off. Anybody else feel me on that? I feel like, yeah, like why isn't this not running? Oh, it's the worst, right? And you just do improv, and everyone's like, this is amazing. Um, I know Memory Bells in the chat. Him for sure. I know he's done some performances, and they're so minimal that you didn't know that there was supposed to be another part anyhow. It just felt that way. Like, oh, that's some cool empty space in between. But then he'd be like, no, that wasn't running. I go, oh, it sounded cool. So for sure. Yeah, and oh yeah, Mono Scene's talking about our streaming game. You know what we thought was good enough or pretty good for streaming pre-COVID. Man, what a joke, right? Like now we wouldn't stand for that. Now we're gonna everywhere when we go streaming live again in the future, we're gonna have to definitely have a better camera, better internet connection, stereo, all that stuff. You know, I think everyone's expecting a pretty high bar from everybody who's streaming right now for sure. Tuning is my my live nemesis. Current fantasy says, "Oh yeah, yeah, isn't that just like out the window? Like you get there and then you're like, oh, geez, I just moved everything and my hand just swept across all my all my knobs. Let alone like again, like not having time to let it warm up. Yeah, and just I still don't know what the answer is to that. I mean, guitar pedals, tuners, that works. Can't really use your phone in those situations, like you do at home. It's a little difficult. Doing it by ear is tough because especially if you're like last to play, you might have had a few drinks. It's a little loud. You might not want to trust your ear. So I guess I see why you'd want to have like a in the rack tuner, but that's a lot of HP, even if it's 2 HP. Wait, let me ask you a question. Is that a thing? Does anybody know that? Is there a 2 HP tuner? Does that exist yet? I don't know. Because I feel like that's something that should be super small. I've seen the bigger tuners, but I don't know. Maybe there is. I don't know. Drop it in the chat. Totally. Yeah, we're still waiting for our good friend Alex, and so yeah, 4 HP exists for the tuner. It's still too big for me. Yeah, here's so Marie's talking about using guitar tuner. That's what I try to use, but I'm I'll be damned if I can't find the power for that tuner. And I don't want to buy another piece of power. I know there's like battery powered ones. That's what I just got to invest in. Well, I don't have to think about it right now because I'm not playing live in a venue where I need it, but I will totally, totally need that for sure. Yeah, I don't know what else. What else was kind of crazy about running live? I remember like the cool thing about Freq Boutique is that live it's really close to Alex's house. So sometimes if you needed something, he can just run over there and get it for you. But sometimes I remember going there and like missing a power cord or a cable, but you'd be surrounded by people who had that stuff. It was like a garage as well as it was a performance space. Oh, and then the other thing that was really great about the Freq Boutique, and probably this is true for every people who go to live events back in the day, that's like where you would meet people like to get modules, to do your exchange. Sometimes you do it there. I remember this being at Freq Boutique, and if you look around, there'll always be a few people with like a module in their hand or the plastic wrapping, $500, $600 worth of modules just hanging out in their coat pocket while they're drinking at a bar. Nothing can go wrong there. So that's that was always pretty funny. Double A, same age should start playing. I don't have everything hooked up. I do have a cool kind of signal flow thing going on right now. Everybody, I was gonna try to make an Instagram video this morning, but I didn't get up early enough. I have the WTF oscillator going through the pole zero filter, coming out of that guy into the mood, and then into the super ego freeze machine if anybody's ever played with that, and then into the reverb. That gets super patty, super quick, and it's pretty weird. But it also gets very circus music sounding with the mood doing its if it goes too fast, and then yeah. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'll hopefully post something about that soon. I should just hook it up though. Maybe I'll just keep talking and maybe I can get something turned on or something. Let me just turn on some power here. This is weird. This is a good live stream, right? You're just watching the guy trying to stall. Let's see. All right, if this works out, I'll play some music for a second while we wait for um, Alex. Okay, cool. Well, let's get it powered up. This guys. Yeah, mono C's. Yeah, everything PCB parts, everything traded. It's true. Yeah, I remember one time I got a bunch of rails there, and I was just walking around with. That sounds worse than it actually. Decided heard myself saying it. I got rails at the bar. That's not what I meant. I mean I got like tip top rails. I don't party like that, guys. Come on. Uh, oh yeah, where's Gerald? I don't know where Gerald. He's doing the jerk. He's doing the work. He's got a real time job like I do. Don't tell anybody. Um, yeah. Let's see. What do you say? Oh yeah, yeah, totally. Current Fantasy says, I always forget MIDI cables. No one ever has a spare MIDI cable at a gig. That's true, especially at a modular gig. Yeah, don't see too much MIDI. Although I'll be interested. I'm gonna be super excited to see what everybody brings to their set when we can go all live. Because I feel like a lot of you have been acquiring a lot of gear since the lockdown. I know some people had to lose it, which sucks. But other people, I think you've grown pretty big, pretty big rig since then. And now we're gonna have to face the: do I take it all with me? Do I get a small set like Monoscene? Just get 104 HP. Yeah. What are you gonna do? You Um, it's funny, current fantasy. You say you have a pile of your MIDI cables in the car. So I have a little funny story about why you should never leave your Eurorack system in a car. Uh, that's how I got involved with all this whole scene. Uh, my good friend Matt, you guys might know him as Love Cosmic Love. He's uh, does a lot of performance. He had his stuff stolen, and my buddy called me who he's just one of those guys who's always at the pawn shop checking out, you know, whatever's out there, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of this stuff there." And I went down there and just check it out, and I was like, "Whoa, it was like a full on rig there," and it had a bunch of WMD gear, and I reached out to WMD to find out what was the deal. Come to find out that someone had broken into the car and stolen all his case, and the pawn shop had no idea what it was. They had zero idea. They're like, we don't know. It's like some kind of crazy DJ mixer. Yeah. Oh, that's like a worst nightmare is getting your gear stolen. Um, yeah. So don't ever careful what you leave in your car. It's a public service announcement from Sign Mountain. Uh, See you later, Remember Bell. Sorry, we're still waiting for a good friend Alex. I wish I could pull the numbers. I wish I knew. Well, I mean, I have the list, but I'm not the official lottery picker outer. Is that how you would say it? Uh, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking of Freq boutique stories to tell while we're doing this. Um, you know, there, I think there. I don't think a Freak Particular ever really got canceled. I think they always ran, even when we had like blizzards. I remember going to a couple of them where there was like a snowstorm that night, and true Colorado folks, we all showed up, and it'd be like snowing so hard, and that room would be packed playing Eurorack. And that's a magical moment right there. You know, you're just wishing like we don't have to go home. We can just sit here and just drink and play Eurorack while it snows outside. It's pretty awesome when it's uh, when it's awesome here in Colorado. I miss that for sure. Um, you know, yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to get back to playing live. You know, I don't know. Maybe everything will work out well and we can do the next festival outside. That would be pretty cool, like we did in 2019, which was I think a century ago. Uh, for sure. Sweet. Let me text Alex to know it's not fun watching someone text on live stream, so I'll just keep talking. You know, speaking, going back to Bandcamp Friday, there were so many albums that came out that were so amazing. I can't even. I was trying to catch up with that show and watch everything. It was amazing, and so I really do hope they do it next year, and we can do that show again. But I hope don't let that stop anybody from putting stuff out. I would, yeah, do me a favor if you're putting some music out, just send me a message of that so I don't miss it. Not only so I can try to get it on the show, but also so I can know, because you'd be surprised how busy it gets trying to run these things, and I hate missing out on new performances and stuff like that, or new shows. I've been looking at old stuff too. Like I don't know, Omri's still on here. I was looking at his older stuff and just kind of like diving into that stuff I know I missed, and that's awesome. That's like I think Saturday I just spent like an hour looking at the oldest posts I can find of people's on Instagram to see like what their music was like when they were first starting. Yeah, that's pretty fun. If you, I hope I hope it doesn't sound creepy. It feels a little creepy, but you know, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this thing here in a little bit. I'm sure. I'm just check with Alex's. Maybe work has gotten kind of away from him. Let me see what he say. Anybody wanna come on the show with me? Want to hang out with me? I don't know. I got a. I'll send you a link. Throw your hands up if you're not doing anything. You want to just jump on the show with me for a little bit and hang out while we wait for Alex. You know, Marie, you want to come hang out with me? Just chit chat. Anybody got a camera and a mic? Oh yeah, this is real life. Real life. Totally. Yeah. I was yeah, there's so much stuff to look at. Someone told me that we should do a show about all the videos, like like how we're doing um the Bandcamp videos. Sorry, Bandcamp show. Like just do a video version of the Bandcamp Fridays where we just do like a show of people's videos, like little short videos. And I sometimes think that would be kind of a good idea because there's so many videos out, so many videos. Everybody has so much stuff out, and I feel like me, I put stuff out and I'm not very good at promoting it, and I get like 15 views. And this stinks. I mean, it's okay, whatever. But like I know there's other people like me who are putting out stuff and they don't ever get a chance to get their videos seen because you don't have time to promote it or they didn't use the right hashtag or something. I'm trying to get this cable here. If I can figure this out, I'll put on some sounds. Oh yeah, you okay? I'm smashing stuff. Hulk smash. Scared my kid dropping stuff. All right. I'm just gonna play a little bit of ambient stuff while we wait for. I don't know why I'm doing this because it's pretty crazy. Let's see. Yeah. At random says make some sounds, please. All right, well, I'll just do that for like 5, not even 5 minutes, like 2 minutes. All right, I'm gonna start playing some stuff. Tell me if you can hear it. Oops. I know what I'll do. I'll kind of, once I turn on the sound, I can't use my mic, but I'll walk everybody through what I'm doing while we're hanging out. Double A says, "Do I like the mood pedal?" Yes, sometimes. This isn't mine. This is actually Jared Fjord's. I got it from Jared's Gear, and he's letting me borrow it. Anybody else who has the mood? I think Monoscene has the mood, right? Who else has? Let me know if you have it, because I have a couple questions real quick. Like, what the hell am I doing? No, joking. No, the mood's cool. It's one of those things where I'm not like really used with loopers in general, so I'm trying to figure out that. But if you have any experience with looping pedals, then I think you'd really dig this. You might come more natural to you. I don't have that experience, and it's weird trying to do loops with synths. Every time I've seen videos about looping, it's usually with a guitar or something. So someone snaps the pedal and then does the loop. But with everything going at once, I'm always like, when do I do that? So yeah. So what I'm doing right now, this is interesting. And maybe some of us might dig this. So I have the I have the 512 sequencer, and it has without even the expansion portion of it, with just the normal one, it has USB and USB B and USB A connections, so I can hook up my Arturia and play through it into that. Well, if you wanted to just like hook it up to your computer, you can also just hook it up that way, and then play MIDI right off of your computer into that, and it'll translate that uh, into gates and pitches. So if you have one of those, it's kind of a cool way of playing around with that. I'm not using MIDI on this, but I have thought about like if I wanted to do something with like Max or something, or if I wanted to like use this as a sequencer and then go through that, I guess I could. But I honestly don't even remember how to even do the sequencer and ARP and key step. I just hook it up because it's easier to get to this than to use the keypad here. Anyhow, so that's what I'm doing there. That's why if you see this sitting over here, I'm just controlling my my 512. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're still waiting for Alex to join us to do the reveal. And until then, I'm just kind of hanging out with you all. And I'm going to try to kind of just hang out and play a little bit of, um, a little bit of keyboard, a little bit of synth stuff. Just let you guys listen to what I'm working on. Okay, I'm gonna switch over. Someone give me a thumbs up when if you can hear sound. I guess I got to switch this stuff too. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, go back. So, little improv session. Yeah, that's my signal flow. The WTF oscillator, and if you haven't messed around with the WTF oscillator, it's super fun. Two wavetables, and you have a little window that kind of splice them together, or two windows that splice them together, and you get some really awesome cool waveforms. And you can, in there, I was also messing around. You can have the second wavetable just be a noise generator, and you can kind of manipulate that as well. And then I inverted it, and then I did a DC offset weird thing. So that cool little noises, and then that goes the into the mood looper, and then into the delay side, and into the ego, which freezes and also has its own effects, and then into the Empress running modulation. Hey, Anton. No, you haven't missed it. This is the longest stall ever in live stream history. I don't know. We're still waiting for Alex to jump on. He's doing a power meeting. He says he's on his way. So you've actually just caught. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. My kids are fighting, so we're at this point now. It's okay, kids. This is how dads. That's how you do your dadding and synthing at the same time. I put my kids' Lego stuff like on the other side of my synth, so we're always working on something. Usually that works. Right now they're kind of arguing. 1 second, everybody. Okay, Josie, you need to share because Dee only has like 10 minutes until she has to go back to school. Josie, let her share, and I'm also YouTubing. You guys want to say hi? Come over here, B. Say hi. Quick, before Alex comes on, we have to do the drawing. I'm on right now. This is live. I'm doing a live thing. Anyhow, but thanks for hanging out for everybody here. This is great, and that was kind of fun doing a little impromptu thing. If you're working with the mood, definitely like hit me up. I would love to hear what kind of setup you have on the dip switches, because I don't fully understand that yet. I haven't figured out yet. Oh boy, hold on, guys. Like I said, it's live. Live. You won't see that on other people's modular live streams. Or maybe you will. Yeah, Alex says he's on his way. So thanks again for hanging out. This is, yeah. What else? What pedals should I check out next? Or what module should I check out next? I feel like I should be trying something new in 2021. Any recommendations? What do you all say? Let's see. Yes, the whole stream is totally a microcosm of 2020. Is exactly just winging it and hoping for the best. All right, someone drop in chat. What's the #1 module or pedal I should check out in 2021? Let's see. Let's hear your recommendations. What would you recommend Old Sign Mountain test out? What's a favorite? Wavery by Bastel. Is that a filter? What does it do? Let's see. The in Eurotropia. Well, these are I haven't heard of that one. So I gotta check out this Wavery. I don't know what that one is. What kind of module it is. Eurotropia. What is that? I love that name already. And the RMLFX hide. What is that? Well, y'all are coming at me with some new stuff. The microcosm. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out. That looks cool. All that it looks beautiful actually. It looks really cool. Anton says, I don't know if I need a lot of distortion. I like distortion. I wouldn't mind more. I don't really have that much. I mean, I get it through other means, to get that distortion sound. But I have been digging some cool distortion. I guess I wish I had a guitar at some point, but I'm not gonna even try that. Source audio EQ2. Is that an EQ? I love EQ. I used to do DJ stuff, and if you DJ, you love EQ, and I just need more EQ in the rack for sure. Ooh, for band feedback thingy. Yeah, okay, cool, nice. Uh, Eurotropia is new on Thonk now. Okay, sounds cool. And the Wavery is a 3-channel mixer with VCAs, wave folder plus feedback, and faders. Wow, that sounds cool. I have the performance mixer, and I love it. But I have thought about getting a smaller version mixer to put into the 104 case for playing out. So I'll have to take a look at that. I've been interested in some of those like smaller mixers, and now they're adding all kinds of cool stuff to mixers. These kids, what are they doing? Come up with new stuff all the time. The thing is, like I know it sounds crazy to say this, but there needs to be new stuff coming out all the time, because there's always a really good idea. There's plenty of problems we come up with creating a system that we need more solutions to. Although I'm sure some of these modules are creating some problems for some of us as far as space goes. Although, again, I feel like everyone's getting bigger systems, hanging out at home. Um, I have to check out. That. That microcosmo. Does anybody have that? I really want to see. I want to see how that's playing out. I wish Gerald was here. He'd be like, "Yeah, I got it." Has anyone seen Gerald's videos of him and the new Bliss Reverb automatic fader thing? If you haven't checked out Gerald's videos on that, yeah, that looks pretty amazing. So much cool stuff out there, for sure. I feel like there's some stuff I would love to try out that I never tried out. Like I've never had a Rings, I never had a Tides, I never had a DPO. Like some of those, I never had a Maths. I would, I think I dig them now. I think I would try. I think I want to see what everybody was talking about. When they were like the only thing people talk about. So I wouldn't mind going back memory lane. That might be an idea for a series. Like, are these still cool? Uh, so he says I'll be right there. So he's gonna be here soon. Anyone who's been hanging out for an hour, I really appreciate it. This is crazy. You guys are amazing. This is cool. What's going on next? Let's see. December 19th is next frequency shift on SoCal Society. So I think that's one of the next bigger events. I'm sure NIMS is doing something every evening or day on their Twitch channel. And that's worth checking out. I don't know if anybody else is doing anything else. So let me know if I'm forgetting an event that's happening this month before January. I will tease this out because anybody who's sticking around and hanging out, I will tease this out. I have started to reach out to people about playing the January Skies event. I'm looking at it most likely being January 24th, and that'll be a very like probably a 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock Mountain Time, so that all our friends in Europe can watch. That's going to be you know amazing show. So if you didn't see October Skies, you don't know what I'm talking about. Um, I put together a show in October that was centered around space music. So I can't wait to do that in January. That was an amazing show. I mean, not to like pat myself on the back or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. But it was like we worked on so many other shows that show was the best show we did quality wise. Like as far as like we had a good internet connection. We had all the videos like all lined up. The sound was good. We didn't have any glitches. It just worked so well. And I think that's like was really awesome because like a spell is cast when you watch that show. It's very deep listening and chill, and you definitely didn't want my voice or stuttering going on across the internet when you're kind of really kind of chilling out with that style of music. So I'm hoping to redo that again in January, create that feeling. I feel like every quarter of would be really be cool to do the space show. I think everybody needs a reason to chill out and relax. I usually ask a few people I know who do really cool spaced out, interesting music, and then I also reach out to folks I know who don't do that normally to challenge them to do something like that. Um, Most notably, I think I always ask Alex Anderson to do that, to do stuff like that, because I love when he does ambient stuff. It's really cool because he's really good at doing everything for sure, and his like kind of funky house style stuff, which is really good. If you didn't listen to his album, Weekend Getaway, I think it's called, that came out this year, it's really fun and it's really upbeat. And he sings, it's awesome. But I love to force him to do like really spaced out stuff. So having him on the October Sky show was awesome. And if you watch that, it's really deep and heavy. And so January we'll do another one of those, and there'll be a few folks that you would expect to do ambient stuff, and a couple folks that it'll be interesting to see how they interpret doing. Um, well, it doesn't have to necessarily be ambient, but definitely space music. You know. Thanks, Ed. I like your name too. Ed says I uh, have a good name. I'll tell us a real quick story about that while we're hanging out. Geez, why not? I'm just revealing everything. If you stick around, maybe I'll tell you my social security number and credit card number. No. So Sign Mountain was one of those things. One of my closest friends, Josh Powers, he's still in the house somewhere. Um, he was he can get obsessed about synthesizers and gear. And one time, he went to go get a Nova base station out in Grand Junction, which is like a 4 hour drive from where we are right now. It's not a short drive; it's a long drive. He said something about driving up the Sound Mountain to go get a synthesizer. And I just thought that was the funniest thing I'd heard. So I just took that name. So that's actually kind of a nod to my good old friend Josh, who said that casually, talking about go get a synthesizer up in the mountains, Sign Mountain. I love that. It's awesome. I looked it up. There actually is a place called Sign Mountain. Um, I feel like I feel like it's in the East Coast somewhere, and I don't. Someone else can look it up. you know. Yeah. Thank you, Anton, for saying October Skies was good. I really like that. Um, that you liked it. That was cool. Someone was mentioning Vangelis. Yeah. I am definitely one of those cats who dug Vangelis. Still dig Vangelis, I guess. But it's funny, you listen to some of their stuff and you think, oh, there's a lot of like stuff in between the stuff I like. It's kind of cool, but it's still cool. It's still cool. It's just interesting. And I forget that, and I always like have to remember Vangelis did so much other stuff than just the Blade Runner stuff. I mean, I don't have to remember. It doesn't get brought up very much, right? Like no one talks about Chariots of Fire enough. Um, maybe I don't know, but I love that track. Anyhow, I wonder how. Does anybody know how Vangelis got their name? Because that's a pretty cool name. Unless that's his last name. Then I'm just being an idiot. Um, it was weird. Did anybody else think it was weird that Vangelis wasn't asked to do the other Blade Runner movie? I just thought that was weird. I saw that like an interview. They said they didn't even call him, which is kind of like that's kind of cold. I mean, maybe he doesn't do the whole album, but I mean the whole movie, but like do something. It's part of the film. Anyhow, Anton says that's his last name. Cool last name. Cool last name. Mr. Vangelis. For sure. Yeah. That'd be cool. Oh, look, I see Alex coming online. Saved. He's laughing. There he is. Hold on, let me get him real quick. Hold on. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
It just wouldn't be on brand for me to be able to make this easy, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Just you've been hanging out for an hour?
I've been hanging out for an hour. Yeah, totally.
You are an amazing person and just such a blessing to this scene, and I owe you so much.
It's all good. It's all good. I was telling people stories about Freq Boutique, explaining Fort Greene. I even did a short performance with the pedals that I have here. That was funny.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I made the most of it.
Man, yeah. So yeah, like I was on a call for this for a class that I'm going to be doing. It was like a application kind of call, and then the internet at my house went down, and then I tried to log on to here, and I couldn't. I have so many excuses, but I'm just going to stop now. And now I'm trying to open this link that you sent me, and so we can actually do this, and that's proving harder than it should be too.
I can also read it to you, I guess, or that means maybe because I can pull it up on my side as well. If it's not loading up, let me know.
Yeah, if you just
if you read the number, then I can tell you what number it is. I don't know.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds great.
Okay. So let me just.
Are we? Is everybody ready? How many people are watching?
Is everybody ready? No, they just need a little bit more time. They just need one more hour.
How many people? How many slots are there?
How many?
1 through. Yeah, how many people signed up?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I'm pulling it up here. I saw there was actually submissions on the day of the event. I'm sorry, of last time. So I think I'll go back to November 9th. So
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. So let me just do some quick math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13.
13. All right, this is a joint effort. I'm hitting the button right now. 1, 2, button. Number 7.
We're going. Here's a question: is it 7 up or 7 down?
I usually start at the top and go 7 down.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Isaac, noise diffraction.
Awesome. I am excited to hear what Isaac's got to play. It's been too long.
Yeah, there's a guy who had a lot of cool releases this year, and broke out, busted out some new music, and really, yeah, awesome stuff.
All right, number 2. 1, 2, 3, button. Number 3.
Number 3 is Ryan Dunn. Oh, No Fi Infinity. He played before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's cool. He's like one of the first people I talked to a lot on Discord at the very beginning. Definitely. Right awesome. On. Congratulations, Mr. Knoll.
All right. Number 3 the third person is going to be number 7. We already did that. Number 2.
Number 2 is the Aphonic.
All right. Finally.
I think he's still on here.
I'm sure he is. He's been biting his nails for 59 minutes.
He's got no nails left. No
Yeah,
cuticles. That's funny.
it's good. You don't need nails to turn up, so it's fine.
Totally.
All right, the fourth performer is going to be number 9.
Number 9 is Drift Diffusion. Charlie. Fan favorite out here in Colorado. Charlie. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
always. And Charlie's got the new setup. He's really like fallen into his zone.
He moved into his house, and I think what he did is just like set up his modular stuff. I don't even think in the background, if you look, everything's still boxed up.
Yeah, well, he got that really dope case that's like super wide, and it's like you don't really need anything else if you have that thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, what else? A couch.
Yeah.
You don't set up your bed. Just stand up and play.
All right. Number 5 performer is number 1.
Ooh, number one. Number one. What? Oh, Current Fantasy. Sweet. Toronto kid. Cat. I don't know if he's a kid. I thought everyone's a kid. Yeah. Jeff. Current Fantasy. He does he's in Toronto. I found out about him via the Toronto meetup that they do, Frequency Freaks, and he does I don't know how often he does it, but sometimes he does kind of a coffee and modular morning kind of like live stream thing. It's cool. I like it. It's awesome. So I'm glad to see that he's on there. Right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're in Canada.
Yeah, we are in Canada. We're all over, man.
We're all over. It's big cool. Yeah, it's rad.
Okay, so the last performance slot is going to be number 5.
Oh yeah, you got to do another one because that was a repeat like that.
That was Brian's number 2.
Yeah.
So in case you didn't know, everybody that's still watching, which is amazing, you can sign up. If you don't get chosen this month, your name stays in the pot, and you can sign up again, giving yourself 2 chances. So get a better chance of playing. Mm-hmm. Brian actually texted me and was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure that I have that all of my submissions are still there because it's been a while." All right, number 11.
Paul City.
Paul City. All right. I think Paul City, if I remember right, I think Mason told me he is the brand new owner of a Magneto. Which to his music, I think is going to be super cool because his music is so like it's super lush. It's got that like kind of electro vibe to it, and having some like wash on top will make it really nice.
He writes really nice bass lines.
Too. What's that?
He's got like a nice little. He always has like cool little bass lines and stuff. You know.
Yeah, he's always got cool bass lines. He's got cool chords. I think having a little bit of texture is going to be super rad.
It'd be radical.
All right, so I'll choose 2 more just in case. So number 13.
So 13, 12, 13. Wabi Sabi. David Paul.
Wabi Sabi?
Yeah. Did he play last?
Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I thought he played. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he played someone else's show. I feel like I watched him play. Maybe I saw him play. I think I saw him play in NIMS. I don't know if you're watching Wabi Sabi. I know I've seen you play. I've seen it. I know it.
I have a friend, and that's his name. I think his name on Facebook. His name's Robbie. I think his name is that on Facebook. But I was like, is that the same guy?
First name's David.
Okay, my friend's name's Robbie. So I'm sorry, Wabi Sabi, if I have seen you play and I am forgetting. I really apologize because that's not cool of me at all.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, one more. Number 12.
Number 12. That's El Rochi.
Okay, cool. So those are our alternates. Wabi Sabi and El Rochi are alternates in case someone has to bail out last minute or first minute. Doesn't matter. I'll email everybody that got chosen today, and I'll just email you guys all today. That way, and then I just need a quick confirmation that you're good to do it still, and then we will be in touch, and we'll see you guys. We will see all of you next Monday.
Sounds
And I
awesome.
apologize for not doing this yesterday, but it was, and for taking an hour to get here today, but it's super fun.
What's a day when you're only an hour late?
Right? Fuck.
It's all good.
Oh
It's
man,
all good.
what an amazing whirlwind this is.
I hear you.
Okay.
We missed it. Like the kids
So yeah,
got into a fight. It was awesome.
David, so much for doing this and waiting for me and just everything you
Thank
do
you
for this
everybody for
team.
hanging out. And I forgot who encouraged me. I think it was Mr. Ed Random who asked me to perform a little bit, and that was fun. So thanks for the push. I needed that. All right, dude. Well, have a good rest of the day.
Yep, you too.
I will talk to you all later, alligators.
Yep,
Everyone
see
be
you
safe.
guys.